How to Stop Overthinking. Buddhism in English. Indiana, a quiet monastery nestled deep in the misty mountains. A young man named Arun sat on the wooden steps of a temple, staring at the vast sky. His thoughts swirled like storm clouds, unceasing, relentless. No matter how hard he tried, his mind would not stop racing. He worried about his future, regretted the mistakes of his past, and analyzed every decision he had ever made, day and night. His mind churned with what-ifs and if-onlys. Even when he meditated, thoughts would flood his mind like an overflowing river. He envied the monks who walked through the monastery with serene smiles, their faces untouched by the burdens of overthinking. Finally, unable to bear it any longer, Arun sought out the wisest monk in the monastery, Master Tenzin. He found the old monk tending to a small garden, carefully plucking weeds and watering the delicate plants. Bowing deeply, Arun said, "Master, my mind is restless. It feels like a storm that never calms. I overthink everything, and it only makes me suffer. Please, teach me how to stop." Master Tenzin smiled and nodded. Without a word, he led Arun to the temple's tea house and gestured for him to sit. Then, he poured Arun a cup of tea. Slowly, the warm liquid filled the cup, but the monk did not stop pouring. The tea soon overflowed, spilling onto the table. Startled, Arun quickly pulled the cup away and exclaimed, "Master, the cup is full. It cannot take more." The old monk chuckled and met Arun's gaze. "Just like your mind, my dear boy. You keep pouring thoughts into it without emptying what is unnecessary. How can you find peace if your mind is overflowing?" Arun was silent, absorbing the lesson. Master Tenzin then stood and motioned for Arun to follow. They walked in silence through the monastery's lush gardens until they reached a quiet meditation spot by a flowing river. The soft murmur of the water was soothing, yet Arun's mind still buzzed with thoughts. "Watch the river," the master said, sitting cross-legged on a smooth rock. "Do not try to stop it, do not control it, just observe." Arun did as he was told. At first, his mind resisted, returning to old worries. His thoughts were loud. Am I doing this right? How long will this take? Will this really help me? Minutes passed. Then an hour. Slowly, Arun's breathing deepened, and he started noticing the river differently. He saw how the water flowed effortlessly, never holding on to any single droplet. Leaves, twigs, and petals drifted by, yet the river did not cling to them. Master Tenzin finally spoke. "Thoughts are like this river. They come and go. But you, Arun, are not the river, you are the observer." Arun's eyes widened as the realization struck him. He had been fighting his thoughts, trying to stop them. Control them, push them away. But like the river, they would always flow. His suffering came from his resistance, not the thoughts themselves. For years, you have mistaken yourself for the river, swept away by your own mind, Master Tenzin continued. But the truth is, you are the sky, vast and unshaken. Thoughts are like clouds, they pass, but they do not define you. For the first time in years, Arun felt a deep sense of peace. His thoughts still arose, but he no longer chased them. He simply watched, just as he watched the river. From that day forward, Arun practiced mindfulness daily. He learned to observe his thoughts without attachment, to return to his breath when the mind wandered, and to trust in the natural flow of life. Over time, the storm in his mind quieted. The more he let go, the more clarity and peace he found, and so, the young man who had once been trapped in his thoughts discovered the wisdom of simply being.